From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Well, we made it. It's Friday, and I'm Keith Allen, welcoming Mr. and Mrs. America into this Friday, December 1st edition of For the People on December the 1st. It is the day where we decide to put up the Christmas tree, at least in the broadcast center where I do this broadcast from, Studio 1A, and I'm just wondering this year if I shouldn't do it any differently. I can't have a real Christmas tree. A real Christmas tree in my own house, because there are certain folks like my wife and my stepdaughter that they're allergic to the tree. Now, I grew up with real Christmas trees. We didn't have fake Christmas trees, and we put real lights, okay, that could definitely cook the tree. By the way, I shouldn't go any further than that right now to remind all of you how important it is that have real trees to water them. I saw a video that was put out by the the National Safety Council, showing how quickly a tree that's unwatered can, ignite and burn your house down. It's just like that, so fast. Your Christmas tree gets hungry. Your dog might be drinking out of it. I've saw some kids drinking out of it. Kids will do the darndest things. What did Art Link's letter say that? That was a funny show, wasn't it, back in the day? Some of you remember it. I got to meet him, St. Petersburg, at a prayer breakfast. What a neat guy. That was a little bit before my generation. I was born in 1970. But anyhow, I'm driving past these Christmas tree farms already here in Florida, and they smell great. Love the smell of pine trees. I just like it, and I'm used to it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down and buy a Christmas tree here for the building. And there's a marketing department down the hall. There's other people that actually rent in this building. And I'm thinking about maybe buying some Danishes from Panera Bread with some hot chocolate, put some Christmas music on, and bada bing, bada boom. Marketing people, they certainly should be able to decorate a tree, don't you think? Well, I'd hope so. Now we got to find the bulbs and everything like that, but we already got the tree out at home. It looks great. We have great ornaments, okay? It looks terrific. Came out really nice. So anyways, that's my thoughts today for the building. I already have the wreath outside of the studio. Looks really, really snazzy, but you got to have the tree up in the lobby. And for 7 years, or is it 8 years? Is this possibly the 8th year that I've had the studio here on West Kennedy? Where does the time go? I don't know. Listen, the truth hurts sometimes. And who better to know that? That didn't tell the truth? That lied under oath? You know who I'm talking about. Most of you do, unless you're under a rock or just a medium blackout. We're talking about Michael Flynn. The former National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn, that one. Yep, been charged in the special counsel's Russia investigation with making false statements to the FBI. Today, expected to plead guilty. Special counsel Robert Mueller's office released a one-court charging document ahead of the hearing. Says the false statements charges pertain to Flynn's interactions with the Russian ambassador in late December, specifically about discussions about sanctions and other matters he apparently claimed never happened. I just don't get it. I mean, he served a month in the Trump administration, if that. I mean, was it really worth all of this in this public embarrassing moments for Michael Flynn and his service to the country? It's kind of sad. According to the document, those false statements were this. On or about December 29, 2016, Flynn did not ask the government of Russia's ambassador to the United States, Russian ambassador, to refrain from escalating situation in response to sanctions that the United States had imposed against Russia that same day. And Flynn did not recall the Russian ambassador subsequently telling him that Russia had chosen to moderate its response to those sanctions as a result of his request. Goes on to say, on or about December 22nd, 2016, Flynn did not ask the Russian ambassador to delay the vote on or defeat a pending United Nations Security Council resolution, and that the Russian ambassador subsequently never described to Flynn Russia's response to his request. Flynn, ladies and gentlemen, is accused of willfully and knowingly making the false statements to the FBI while serving in the Trump administration. Flynn, by the way, the fourth person charged in connection with Mueller's investigation. Mueller's team announced charges last month against three other Trump campaign officials, former chairman Paul Manafort and his business associate Rick Gates, and former policy advisor George Papadopoulos. There's a name for you. It's almost like Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street, wasn't it? A Flynn plea deal has been rumored ever since his attorneys informed President Trump's legal team that they could no longer discuss the investigation. Finally getting to the bottom of what it is, what was there with him, with Michael Flynn, with just telling the truth, my friend. Why a Pinocchio? Why do this to yourself? It's a shame, and but it still doesn't show what the left wants. He'll be given the plea deal. He's not going to go away. He's not going to serve time. He's going to be slapped. It's public ridicule and all of that, but he's not going to do jail time. I mean, that's just where it's at there, but investigation needed to happen. And I'm glad that everybody's cooperating now, as they should, but it would be nice to put a lid once and for all on all of this so-called collusion with Trump himself or any of Trump's family, which still has shown no collusion with Donald Trump. It's a shame that these people, and rightly so, Donald Trump got rid of them. Why people in general play Russian roulette with their own careers, I'll never know. But people are not perfect. We definitely don't live in a perfect world, that's for sure. We learn that each and every day to the newspapers. And, you know, my dad used to say people that live in glass houses should never throw stones. There's always areas in our lives that we could improve, do better at. You may never do those particular things, work at that high level of government, and maybe we'll never know why Michael Flynn did this or why a lot of people do a lot of things at the end of the day. But, you know, certainly people in public service that are our leaders should, in my opinion, be held to a higher standard because they represent the masses here in this country, millions of us in this country that we rely on them. And they're paid pretty well to do what they do. But when they screw up and they disgrace their country like this, I mean, he's going through everything that he deserves. When you do this and you lie about it blatantly under oath to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, what do you think's going to happen to you? I hope to God, you know, there's some, I'm sorry I did this, and you know, there'll probably be after interviews after the court, and maybe we'll hear a little bit more from him onto exactly what it was that he was thinking, but he's not going to be doing any interviews anytime soon. But when he does, perhaps it'll shed some light into his personal issues and perhaps why he felt inclined that he needed to do this. The sexual allegations against defamed Matt Lauer of the Today Show, the accusations and even the own tapes that NBC has, they're coming out and just showing how lewd he was even on the air and how blatant he was. towards women's bodies. And this one surfaced. We're about to play the audio here. Sandra Bullock, the actress Sandra Bullock. Well, there's an interview that's coming out right now. And let's just say that Matt Lauer was a little bit too happy during this interview. Check this audio out. Matt Lauer and Sandra Bullock.
Good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's been 2 years since you've been here.
Has it?
It has been. March, I think 15th, the Ides
Are you
of March.
counting?
I am. It's been hard.
Sad.
It's been hard. The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down
I
when
was
you said
looking at
that?
my notes.
Not, your notes were not over
no,
here.
they were right there.
That would be this.
They
You
were
went
right
like that.
there. I didn't go like this. I went like this.
I'm just saying.
You're naked for most of this movie.
I assume.
It's a long stretch.
I'm not naked for most of this. Emotionally naked.
Except for a... That's such an acting thing.
Thank you.
Except for a carefully placed... Is it a washcloth? Is that what it is?
It's more of a loofah.
It is?
Yes. It was very... what are the loofah... They're just very rough.
No, it's a wash mitt is what it actually was.
It's a loofah wash mitt is what it was, yes.
Yeah.
And then carefully placed left arm.
Didn't you tell me one time you were never going to do that?
I said I was never going to do like a sex nude scene.
Oh.
But for comedy, I'm okay with that.
Was it all right? I mean, was it hard to do? No, it just happens, right?
I'm an actor. It's not really me. It was a character doing it.
Yeah.
It's not really me. No, it's not the most comfortable thing to do. But if you're doing it like choreography and it's funny, you sort of forget that you're flashing a crew of 300.
Yeah.
They haven't forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still going to therapy.
All right, that's Matt Lauer on the Peacock in 2009 with Sandra Bullock saying, "I saw you naked." Yeah, he was announcing to Bullock, "You're naked for most of this movie." And he's looking at her, it just was very provocative. And I would be certain if his wife saw the interview, she had been very uncomfortable, just a little bit too happy in your face. But much more of this stuff's going to be continuing to come out. It's NBC's own tapes. And for the management of NBC to say that they did not know that he would tell Vera on the set of the Today Show, keep bending over like that. And those part of the crew knew that this happened. This happened every year, year after year after year. But now Matt Lauer asking for what, $50 million? Yeah, because he was let go off his contract. Probably knows nobody's going to probably touch him for at least a while, trying to set himself up. And, yeah, already with his lawyers lawyered up and ready to, take NBC to task. And I'm thinking, no, NBC, you pay him off for his contract. He is costing the network viewership. He's costing the network credibility, all those particular things. No, I think NBC should fight this because he didn't live up to the ethical standards. Well, there should have been standards for NBC. So, in my opinion, NBC should take the high road on this and not kowtow to Matt Lauer for what he wants for money. He did wrong. He's sorry. He should go find a job elsewhere. Go panhandle. And by the way, don't feel too bad for Matt Lauer. What he's probably afraid of, he's had issues with his wife for many, many years. And, you're not here to judge. You don't know the wife, you don't know the relationship. But we know Matt Lauer hasn't made anything nice for his wife as far as, openly, blatantly cheating on her, pushing his weight, using his power, using his button at 30 Rock all these years, bringing women into his office, having sex at work with him. And it's been an open letter to all the hosts there that knew this was happening. Even Katie Couric worked with him for 9 years. Doesn't say nice things about Lauer. Katie Couric would know 9 years on the Today Show with Matt Lauer. But to ask for that kind of money after that, that's arrogance. A lot of people said, he's arrogant. There's people that love Matt Lauer. Oh, he's so nice. He's so handsome. I